I think it's very exciting. It's great that we're going to have this social space that we lay claim to, and you're going to have this identity associated with it of like reclaiming it and being like, oh, I remember when there's enemies here and so on and so forth. Also, I think the expansion in general looks huge. Like visually looks huge. They're going for a very grandiose type of look. So that Fellwinter's Peak thing that you go to, which I'm assuming Fellwinter's Peak is going to have the social space. And I wonder if, not to bring the subject up early, but I'm wondering if dropping last gen is part of that. They can make these spaces bigger. They can make the content more flourished or whatever. I don't know if that's all part of this type of expansion. That there's less restrictions.
It makes sense, right? They don't have to worry about the memory restrictions. They can load more textures. They can load bigger areas. Like even if we're out in patrol in the Plague Lands, hopefully those areas are bigger. We don't have to have the loading times in between the areas when you're riding through on your Sparrow. Like hopefully that's what this is about.
Part of me thinks that maybe they developed this expansion with the mindset of thinking, what can we do if we didn't have these restraints? And then we're going to get hopefully blown away by it. That's my, fingers crossed. Or it could be a financial thing. But honestly, I really feel like it's a development thing of them wanting to stretch the bounds and take it even further. Listen to what the community wants.
Low column A, low column B, probably.
Well, the good news is, the Xbox One has just got a price drop. It's down to, I think it's $299 now.
It's $299 now. So what else we got going?
The raid, we got a glimpse at the raid. Looks like it's going to take place on the wall. We got to see one of the raid bosses.
There's some stuff
Zamboni
here.
That is a raid boss because there were 6 people there, right?
Yeah. There's like a shot of 6 people jumping off the side of the wall. Like it looks like that we're jumping off the top of the wall where it got cleaved open in the trailer. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna be jumping from one part to another. It's nice to see that there's a raid where it's outside.
Yeah, right. Totally different.
Not just in some fucking dark hole,
pit
somewhere.
Right, because all 3 of them have been these like real dark experiences. Even though the last one happened in space, it felt like it happened in a bunch of tunnels, just like the other 2.
Yeah, totally. I'm pretty sure we're going in a dark hole, though, guys. Let's be
eventually.
At some point,
Siva is deeply inserted in the ground somehow.
Yeah,
right.
At some point, we're always going to have to go into the dark hole. But at least for at the time, we get to be out in the sunshine.
Coming back to the Plague Lands and the wall and all that, they said that the Cosmodrome has changed drastically, and that place that we start, the wall has had a hole that's been ripped open into it. How do you think they're going to handle that with people just buying Destiny and starting out, Eyes Up Guardian, there's no hole there in the wall, going through it, then coming back to this DLC, and is regular Cosmodrome Patrol going to connect with the Plague Lands? And also, I'm assuming that there is another patrol icon on the map that we go to, another area.
So they connected? They said there's a new place to fly in.
It's probably just going to be like 2 separate zones when you select Earth, and then one's Cosmodrome, the other's maybe Plague Lands Cosmodrome, and then you fly into that. So what this means, guys, is that finally, hopefully, maybe, we can stop getting our patrols invaded by Taken.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
I'm cool
Look,
with that.
All
now.
I'm here to do is just kill some Vex Minotaurs, get my bounty done, and now there's Taken all over the place.
Right? I need to kill one more Vex Minotaur to get this stupid fusion rifle done to rank up my gunsmith, and then as you pull the trigger, he disappears. So some Taken come in, and
suddenly it's Taken vape all over the place. I'm like, who's vaping on the Cosmodrome? Damn it!
I just want to do the quests.
Another thing that happened, they said in the VOD that I watched, that you are ultimately becoming a Lord of Iron. Did you guys pick up on that?
Yeah, that's cool.
What do you think of that?
I like it.
I like how they are
awesome.
They're expanding upon just this PvP event of here's this event where you got to go test yourself for the might and the Iron Banner and whatnot. And it's like why are we doing this? Mm-hmm. Why are we testing ourselves? What are we testing ourselves for? Oh, the Flood are coming, or the Siva thing is coming.
The Flood.
Yeah,
I love how everybody's like immediately the Flood.
Well, when I read the description on Bungie's website,
a plague because the flood
like,
is a plague in Halo.
We came at a story. This is centuries. Fallen mutants now scavenge the tombs, and the plague they have unearthed in the waste is more dangerous than they understand. It's the flood.
Hold on. Do you think you're gonna get anything special to your like loadout or your abilities if you become an Iron Lord?
I think maybe that's where you're forging Galahorn.
Yeah. There you go.
It's the end of the quest line. To become a Lord of Iron, you have to, reclaim a bunch of armor from fallen guardians, and then you are now Iron Lord. You're an Ascendant Hive Iron Lord.
Oh, right.
I like that idea. I like that a lot.
We are also Ascendant Hive, and we will be Iron Lords.
That's great.
We're gonna end up being like Daenerys Targaryen here with like just
right, like 8 titles before.
A ton of titles.
What'd you guys think of the new armor? I thought it looked pretty sick, especially the stuff they showed on the Hunter that almost looks like cat-like.
I really, really like that cloak. That looks like something I might try it on instead of my.
Give it a shot.
Well,
no promises.
If
a little bit.
Yeah, if the Dead Zone Revolution cloak doesn't carry over into Year 3, then I can put that one on. I'll feel okay.
You were worried about Dead Zone Revolution coming forward. What I'm saying is I don't know if they're going to actually reset all the items back to these items don't go forward. Here's the new ones you can collect like they did in Taken King. It doesn't seem like that type of expansion.
Yells it needs to be left behind to me right now, right? It's not like Year 1 where we had like these immensely powerful weapons that were basically like limiting how they could design PvE, right? It's not like that anymore. So it may just be that from here moving forward, they take the lessons they've learned, and NTTE or Sleeper Simulant, these weapons and armor just can keep moving forward. So you always have that. As they add more, you just keep getting increased variety.
Yeah. So we're getting Iron Galahorn. And then there's going to be a regular Galahorn that you can get. Is this signifying... Do you think there's going to be 2 exotic Galahorns in the vault? Or is this signifying skins?
Skins. Yeah, that's
right?
what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, are we officially getting skins for exotic weapons first, and then maybe down the road that happens for legendaries? But because that'd be really cool. That'd be awesome.
Would be cool.
Again, like for end game stuff and end game rewards and being able to work towards things, it'd be awesome. Like for instance, get a rank 5 skin for my last word. That'd be great.
It'd be cool if they gave them out as rewards, and I'd be okay with them selling them in Sterling packages or something like that too. I'd be perfectly fine with that.
What did you just say, Briar?
Speaking of weapons, we got to see a few in that trailer. We saw a pretty nasty looking heavy machine gun. I think it's a heavy machine gun.
It is. It looks
like it looks absolutely badass. We got to see a Kostov, an upgraded Kostov.
Yes.
I've always been a fan of the theory that we'll get like an upgraded or exotic version. I'm hoping that's what we're seeing here is an exotic version of the Kostov.
This would be the place to get it. I mean, this is the wall. The wall's been broken apart.
The wall, we find a cache of them that aren't, busted up.
Yeah, fucked up.
Or a fetch quest where you have to find 50 of them in unique places to then assemble.
All right, I'm out.
You have to get. It's like DayZ. You have to instead of just finding a perfectly good gun, you have to go find the butt of the gun. You have to find the receiver. You have to find a magazine. You got to find the barrel. You got to go find a little
story with each one.
Yeah. If there was like a specific place that thing's guaranteed to be, I'd be okay with that. If it's purely RNG and you got to wait for warsats to land for 6 hours, no.
There's a lot of people saying Nadir Weapon Foundry.
Yeah, the machine gun that we saw that we were talking about earlier is from the Nadir Weapon Foundry. So looks like we'll probably have Nadir weapons now.
Will that be added to the gunsmith? You think?
Probably.
All right.
So there's at least one foundry that's coming.
That's one thing. I'm changing my answer. That's one thing that I wish they had talked about. Gunsmith. Update that dude. God.
Yeah. I've given this a lot of thought today because I originally thought it was going to be like Taken King style, and we're going to have another year of the same platform, and they're going to do the same type of thing, revamp all these weapons, and have a whole new light level, and you got to bring forward new exotics again from year 2 to year 3. But It doesn't look like they're doing that. It looks like they bought themselves more time with this expansion before they do an official, here's a whole new wave of stuff to get, and forget this old stuff. A lot of people, and even chat right now, a lot of people tweeted me this too, because I said that on Twitter. They were talking about how a lot of the stuff in the trailer is stuff in year 2 right now when they win the raid, like the taking gear. So that's all apparently has been infusible.
Yeah, maybe the taking gear is like unique in that it's always going to be available from Sterling Treasures, so it's always going to be able to be at the current light level. Maybe
somebody said Stolen Will was in there. There was a lot of stuff that was in there.
Yeah,
you're
right.
I'm
just saying,
really
guys.
Thinking it's just going to be
prepare
a light
yourself.
Level.
If it is just a light, I mean, it'd be good. Then they could have, they just are constantly increasing the inventory of possible things that you could be using, which is a good thing.
The thing is, we love the game, though. We enjoy and love this game. That's why we talk about it and play it so much. And it hurts us because we see a loved one having awful connections. We're like, oh.
You have so much potential. You were the chosen one.
You were the chosen one.
You're breaking my heart, Annie. You're breaking my heart. So Gallahorn.
Yeah, that Iron Gallahorn.
Gallahorn's he's coming back, baby.
Hey, okay, here's a question. Do you think Gallahorn is going to be changed at all? Do you think they're going to revamp its exoticness?
They did for 2.0 to balance, but I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some sort of rebalance coming in. Or not rebalance, but there might, like the year 3 version might get some like Dragon's Breath treatment, where we might see a complete reworking of what it's supposed
like
to be.
new effects on it.
Maybe new effects.
Hard light kind of thing. Throwing that extra processing power all around willy nilly.
Yeah, he's like, oh well, dude, we can add 500 more Wolfpack rounds to the Gallahorn. Yeah,
dude, I got it. Man. I got it. Here it is. You know Hanzo's ultimate?
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
It's wolves.
Oh yes.
Going through.
It's a
I am
Wolfpack
completely
round.
on board. I feel like before we move on to Twitter questions, we should talk a little bit about the Bungie weekly update. I was surprised that they actually put one out there this week, considering that we had the reveal today. And there wasn't much in it. They talked a little bit about the reveal. They talked a little bit about Gallahorn. But they did mention update 2.3, which seems to be on the way. And I found that to be interesting.
Do we know what's supposed to be in that update?
No, they don't. Yeah. They don't specify what's in the update. They don't specify when it's coming. They just name it Update 2.3 and say make sure you have some space available on your hard drive.
What if they just like put in a patch, or like what if the 2.3 patch like 3 weeks or so from now had that like axe or had that axe relic in, and we start to see the beginnings of the plague thing.
I'd be surprised if that happens more than 2 weeks before the...
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking around September 1st, we're going to have like some of the Siva infected fallen show up on the Cosmodrome.
They also did put a graphic up about if you have a PlayStation character or an Xbox character, and you have both a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 3 and a PlayStation 4 or a 360 and an Xbox One, they put a graphic showing that, from up to this point, up till August 2016, you've been able to play your character on both consoles. But after August 2016, they're going to become separate. They're going to progress separately on 2 parallel paths. So you may have the same 3 characters, but they will no longer be shared between the consoles because this will split the progress of the game. You obviously will not be able to get new gear and bring it to the 360.
And they say that's coming August.
Yeah.